And welcome back, this is Baller Scuba with more Let's Play Ys. I'm joined as always by our level 7 swordsman, Adol. When we last left off, we finished off the shrine, getting ourselves a book of Ys in the process. I said we were going to head back to Minea, and that is true, but first, there are a couple pieces of dialogue that I wanted to get along the way. Also, if you did not escort Fina out to Zepik when you first went into the shrine, by defeating the boss and getting the Book of Ys, you have lost out on 500 experience, and you have to do it anyway. So I would recommend taking care of that before you defeat the boss and get the book. With that said, we are back in the Thieves Den because I wanted to see if he would comment on my shiny new shield, but it turns out he has something else he wants to talk about. So let's talk about to the boss, and you can see that he wants to talk about my mask. Say, that's an interesting looking mask you got there. You find that in the shrine? If memory serves, that's the Mask of Eyes. When you're wearing it, you'll be able to see hidden doors, but not sprites, so kind of poses a little bit of a problem for me. But we do get that little extra bit of dialogue. I will meet you in Zepik Village where we can get a little more. Back in Zepik Village, it's time to check in with Gemma. I would say Fina as well, but she doesn't have anything new to say, so we're just checking in with Gemma here. How are you doing, Gemma? I see. So you really did find a Book of Ys in the shrine. A distant look washed over Gemma's face. It seems the wheel of fate has begun turning anew. You've done well. Now quickly, you must take the book to Sarah. I was planning on it, but thank you for the reminder. I will now meet you in Minea so that we can turn this in to Sarah. Back in Minea, let's go turn this into Sarah. She's gonna be so proud of me. What are you doing here, old man Franz? You are Adol, are you not? I'm afraid I have bad news. Sarah was murdered, though we know not who is responsible. That poor woman. Please take this book. She gave it to me shortly before her death. And we have received another Book of Ys. Not necessarily my favorite way of getting a Book of Ys, but we did get it. She said to give it to a red-haired swordsman named Adol, and she smiled as she spoke your name. I thought she was joking, but then I should have known better. She is a fortune teller after all. Ah, yes. It seems that with her last dying breath, she muttered, Adol, abandoned mine at Rostin. As your name was spoken, I assumed you would understand the message she wished to convey. I think it's to go to the abandoned mine at Rastin. Anything more to say? No, he's just giving me the same obvious clue. But, we did it. Now we have access to the rest of Sarah's house. Although there's no real point in me going back here. Feels a lot more like trespassing when you know that the resident has died for some reason. But, that is that. Now we should get a couple changes to dialogue around here. I believe Luca does have something to say. Grandpa says the silver sword is still hidden somewhere in this land too. Man, if we had that, I'll bet we could totally whip those monsters real good. It would be awesome. Maybe. Yeah, I think that is the kid. Silver sword, huh? Should probably think about getting that. All right, now I want to head to the armor shop, and I want to show off my silver shield here. How you doing, Dios? Welcome. Let's talk to you. I believe that with the silver shield, you'd be afforded some measure of divine protection. That's what the ancient writing carved upon it seems to indicate. I don't really need anything right now. I could buy the large shield, but what's the point? I got the silver shield. Anything more to say? Nope, that is it. Now, I'm a little confused on how to get one other thing done. I believe that about this time, we can actually try to purchase as I found out, this sword is pronounced Tolar. It's apparently Hindi, which is why I have some trouble with it. But you can purchase it if you've tried to purchase it before and you do not have it equipped. He should have it available. All right, let's speak to him. There we go. I've been wanting to get my hands on a Tolar for a long time, and it can be yours too for a price. Yeah, I'm told it's pronounced Tolar, but I heard a lot of other pronunciations for it, but that seemed to be the one that was Hindi, so let's go with that. So, you have the Tolar? The Tolar is a curved sword from the Far East. It handles uniquely, but it's a truly superior blade. He'll sell it to you for 5,000 gold. I would never recommend that you purchase it. You can get it for free back in Barbados Port, like I did, and you will find something, better later. So I would not recommend that. But yeah, you have to have tried to purchase it once, and you cannot have it equipped when you come in. So if I have it equipped and then head back in and try to talk to him about it, I don't think he'll actually have it available. No, he still does. But that's because I got him to sell it to me before. But if you just come in without it, or if you come in with it equipped, he won't have it. But as soon as you walk in without it equipped, that's when he's got it. Next thing we want to do is find another piece of added dialogue. I believe that anybody with like a screen here will have something to say. So how you doing, Lisa at Klaus's clinic? Why are you looking at me like that? Hello, how may I help you? Let's see if you have anything to say. I was down at Sarah's house not long ago. She was positively giddy, claiming to have found the man she'd been searching for after all this time. Was she perhaps referring to... It probably was me, but it's probably not what you think. Just throwing that out there. Take care of yourself. Now, we should be able to find a new thing of dialogue from the old man here, Old Man Mash. That shield. It's the one that was stolen from my house. What's that? It was down in the depths of the old shrine? How the hell did it get there? Well, you seem like you're getting good use out of it. Keep it, man. I don't need it. Actually, it almost feels like the reason I've been holding on to it all this time was so I could give it to you. Whatever helps you sleep at night, man. I'm keeping it, though. Better it be used to its full potential than collect dust in an old storage closet after all. No, I didn't want to talk to you, Braun. Yes, you must double down on the Picards. I also wanted to talk to Theodore here, who should have at least something interesting to say. I think it's the same that we saw before, but it's going to make a little bit more sense now. The wild dogs out in the field are called reballs. They're extremely fast, so take heed around them. I got surrounded by a whole herd of them, which is how I came to be in this state. I managed to slip away and run to the big tree in the field, which we have now seen. For some reason, the reballs turned back at that point. As a result, I'm still alive and not too much worse for the wear. But I do wonder what it was that drove them away. Anything more to say? Either way, I owe my life to that tree, or something in the air around it. Or perhaps just divine mercy. We'll have to check out that tree at some point. But I should say that if you have not met Dr. Klaus, who is not here at all right now, now would be the best time to try to get him if you're looking to complete your notes, because he won't be here forever. So now's a good time. We haven't talked to you, Rhea, in a long time. Yeah, you have a silver harmonica. You don't know what to do. We'll see if we can't find that silver harmonica at some point, but now I do believe that I want to head back to Zepik Village, so I'll just go ahead and meet you there. Back in Zepik Village, before we head back to Gemma's place, we have a few extra notes to go over. We have added a couple new monsters to the list. We have the Rescoid, a monster found beneath the shrine, often thought to be the head of a giant, but no one knows for certain. Its bloodshot eyes unendingly scan for fresh meat, Then we have the Lias, a savage beast wandering the shrine, can tear its prey to shreds in a single moment using its claws and tusks, and its thick mane is soaked with blood. Smells awful. Then finally we have the Dinville, in terms of normal monsters, a monster who lies in wait on the lowest level of the shrine to slice apart its prey with a magic-infused sword, hides its true form beneath a cloak, and even after killing it, we can't look, apparently. Also, if we go to page 4 here, just to see what we have the bosses. They're listed out here. They get a 2-page spread. We have defeated 2 of them. Now's probably a good time to go over it, although we could have gone over Genocress earlier. So Genocress here, a wizard who blocks the path to the lower levels of the shrine, teleports at will while conjuring streams of blue flame from the sides of the room, proves to be a most wily opponent indeed. Yeah, definitely harder than this one. Let's just go ahead and call him Nigtilger, because I don't want to say it the other way. A beast guarding one of the sealed books of Ys. Wriggles wildly, charging intruders. The only way to defeat it is to avoid its speedy attacks and strike its joint before it slides too far away. They make it sound very difficult, but as it turns out, this one was a lot easier. Give me 5,000 experience defeating that guy. So, there we go. We still don't have anybody added onto this. We still just have 2 question marks to fill in, so we'll take care of that at some point. We also have a couple items that are new. We have the Books of Ys. They all say the same thing. A leather-bound book written in a strange, unreadable language. Speaking of which, let's go talk to Gemma here. As you can see, Fina is no longer here. I believe that you will get this conversation with Gemma, even if Fina is still here, if you did not talk to her before, but you will want to advance the dialogues with Fina at some point, so I would take care of that as early as you can, Gemma. Ah, it's you. If you were looking for Fina, she went out for a walk around the village. What's wrong? You don't look well. They'd all told Gemma of Sarah's passing. I see. I had a terrible premonition that something like this might happen. Sarah, too, seemed to know the fate that stood before her. I suppose it was her job to know, after all. Have anything to say? Does that bother you? If it sets your mind at ease, do know that she had completely accepted her destiny. We shall both grieve, certainly. But if you wish to honor her memory, then carry out her final wish. Alright, so let's talk to her, and we get a new option here. We will ask her to read. That means something very specific, but we'll get into that after we speak to her. Long ago, Ys was ruled by 2 goddesses and 6 priests. Sarah and I are descended from one of these priests. Much of Sarah's power came from the Tova bloodline. I suspect she knew more about the disasters befalling Asteria than anyone could have imagined. Anything else? That is it. So they're wise due to blood lineage, as it turns out. So let's now ask Gemma to read. You don't actually need her to read, but you do need to ask, so go ahead and take care of that now. Well, we cannot grieve Sarah's loss forever. In order to grant her dying wish, you must continue onward, Adol. You must find the Books of Ys. I am fully convinced that you are the swordsman whose coming Sarah foretold. At any rate, the Books of Ys. I'm a bit rusty, but with Sarah gone, I am the only one left who can read the ancient script. Have you tried teaching another person? Which shall I read? So we have volume Hadal and volume Tova. Hadal was the first one that we got, Tova was the second. We'll start with Hadal here. So this is the book you found in the shrine. Indeed it is. Alright, so we have the Book of Hadal. Long ago, Claria was created in Ys. It was displayed in the Temple of Solomon as a monument to prosperity. But suddenly disaster struck. In the shadow of that prosperity, evil had grown and brought with it the seeds of suffering. It struck with all-consuming fury, and in the wake of its demon hordes, even the fair land of Salsetta became as ash. But even if all were to be wiped away, the prosperous and the suffering alike, the twin trees and twin moons would forever watch over this land. All right, let's read Tova then. This is the Book of Ys, lost from our family's storehouse long ago. The Book of Tova. Ys was healed by 2 goddesses and 6 priests. The goddesses embody the spirit of our land and inspire our lives. One represents order, and the other freedom. If we were ever to lose them, all our struggles and achievements would come to naught, and we would never again know peace. We must not lose the goddesses, regardless of the cost, even unto eternity's shadow. Alright, so that's some things. The words recorded in these books will surely illuminate the truth behind Asteria's turmoil. The storm wall, the appearance of the monsters, the continued theft of all items made from silver, and now, Sarah's death. I'm certain that all of this stems from a great instability in the flow of destiny. You are the only one with the ability to uncover the truth behind it all. No pressure, though. Alright, I think we are good for now. None of that truly made sense to me, but maybe it will in the long term. Alright, where we need to go? I always get a little weirded out by this. Is it further south? There it is. We need to head down the pier where we can find Fina. Adol, I can never thank you enough for rescuing me from that prison cell. It feels so good to be free. I still can't remember anything but my name, though. Who am I? What have I done with my life? And why was I locked in that cell in the first place? I don't know the answers to any of it. I only know that my name is Fina, and I've been a prisoner. Why can't I remember anything more? Yeah, you're gonna want to get that dialogue. If Fina was still inside, you'll need to talk to her there, then leave town and come back, and then she will head out over here. Do you have anything more to say, or are you just gonna repeat what you just said? This is a lovely village. Gemma introduced me to the villagers, and everyone seems so very nice. This is the first time I can recall when I've felt so at peace. I don't really care if I never get my memories back. If I could stay in this place, with these people. I know. I should be trying harder to remember, but I'm just so happy here. We'll try one last time. I bet that it's gonna be a repeat, though. Yeah, just talking about the village again. It is nice and sweet. It also would help if you turned and look at me, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Now, I believe that immediately after talking to Fina, we can head back in and talk to, not the mayor. No, not Demi either. You're Adol, no? Fina told me all about you. She said you saved her life. We've become fast friends. She's a truly sweet girl. Well, apparently Demi does have something new to say. I think a couple people do. As a young girl staying at Gemma's house, when I spoke with her, I was amazed at her fine manners. Such a charming girl. Still, I could swear I've seen her face somewhere before. Probably just my imagination. I don't know about that, old man. Alright, so if we go back and talk to Gemma, she should have something to say that is new? I thought that this would be immediate, but I guess that's not true. Maybe I do need to talk to somebody else in town as well, because I know that the woman up in the northeast does have something new to say as well. The spirits of the shrine may have been quieted, but now something odd is happening in the fields. If you listen, you can hear a whispering voice carried on the wind, but I have no idea where it's coming from. Maybe if I talk to her, Gemma will give me the new thing of dialogue. I don't think those are either necessary, but they are useful.